There are three main categories of the reasons why we should use more than email. The first is the impact on members, and we've already touched on those first two reasons, that we can burn out our lists and that we can annoy members to the point where they push back, they start to complain, and they might even seriously consider about leaving the association. But there are two other categories. The next one is that using more than just email will make your marketing program overall more stable. One big player in this area is spam filters. Although we ask our clients and members to put our email addresses on their whitelist, it's still possible to get your email messages blocked. I've had instances where I will send somebody an email in my company and it will get caught in a spam filter, so that can always happen. If you have other tools that you're using, you can still get through to members even if spam filters are catching your messages for whatever reason. A second way that this can help make your program more stable is that the more tools you use, the less likely you are to be affected if one tool suddenly becomes unstable or unusable. Think about what would happen if you are relying only on email and your email server went out one day, the day that your promotions for your webinar had to go down, to go out to your list. You would be in a heap load of trouble if that channel were taken out suddenly, even if it were only a temporary effect. Think about what happened to organizations that used a lot of fax marketing. When the Do Not Fax laws went through, there were companies that were pretty much crippled by the loss of that one channel. So the more tools you're using, the more likely you are to have a stable program. You can always reach your members some other way if one channel stops working. The third major category of reasons to use more than email is that it increases your appeal. It increases the way that you can get to your audience. Think about fishing in this respect. The more hooks and type of bait that you're using, the more fish you can catch. If you only have one hook out there, you can only catch one fish at a time. If you have 10 hooks, you can catch 10 fish. So the same type of approach goes with structuring your marketing program. You can appeal to a wider audience. We all have different preferences. I'll read promotional emails. Text messages drive me crazy, especially when they're unsolicited. But other members might prefer direct mail and never read their email. The more channels you're using, the more likely you are to be able to connect with any one particular individual. Also within this, if you're broadening your use of marketing tools, you can appeal to non-email users. My sister recently started a job and was absolutely shocked to discover that two of her coworkers literally don't know how to use email. Now, that probably is an extreme case, but you might find that some of your members might not know how to use email. Other members might not use it because it's just not convenient or they don't have access to it on a regular basis at work. It all depends on your audience, but if you're using additional tools, you can get to people who don't really prefer to use email. And then finally, you can appeal to younger members. You might be finding that your younger members prefer not to use email. They prefer texting or social media, other ways of communicating. If you're using just email, you might be missing that important segment of your membership. But if you are using other tools, you can still get in touch with them.